Hi, Peaceful Nick the Medium, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about types of evidence. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel and like and share. So mediums get different types of evidence for different reasons and in different ways. We all have our own database of information in our head, and due to that, you can have 10 readings from 10 mediums and they can all get very different evidence about your loved ones in spirit in a different way. So I have my little handy dandy notebook here, and I'm going to, read some notes and tell you about the different types of evidence. So the spiritual intelligence part of mediumship means that the spirit world has all the information ever needed to give you a reading, to communicate with a medium and give you, the sitter or client, a reading from your loved one in spirit. So that means they know everything, literally everything. The problem is us, mediums, okay? We only have a certain amount of information in our mind from our database, from our life experience. So what that means is, for example, I have a lot of life experience with addiction, with trauma. I have a lot of family members who have suffered from alcohol and drug addiction. I have a lot of family members who have suffered from different kinds of abuse and trauma. So I am familiar with those things. So often I get clients whose loved ones passed due to addiction from their trauma in their past history. So that's my database. I am not a person who's ever lived out of the country. I live in the United States. So I don't have a lot of database for other places in the world. So I don't get a lot of clients who have loved ones in spirit who have lived in other places in the world. So the spiritual intelligence will bring clients to me that know what my database is. So they're going to bring me people that I can communicate with, that I'm familiar with their experiences. So that's an example of spiritual intelligence and my database based on types of evidence I will get in a reading. Also, one of the most important things that mediums can communicate are things that no one knows. So when you're getting a reading, you don't want a reading from someone who's saying, oh, your grandma loved you. Oh, and you were her special girl, or you were grandpa's special boy, and you spent time together. That's evidence, but is it really good evidence? What you want as a sitter or client in mediumship is specific things that are meaningful to you, that you will remember, that are important events, important things that have happened that are not published on social media because, they seem insignificant to others, but they're significant to you. Something that wouldn't be in an obituary. For example, I was doing a reading recently, and of course, everyone has photo albums. If you're a certain age, maybe not the younger generation, but us older folks who used to actually print photos, we all have photo albums. And there's millions of different kinds of photo albums. If you know, there's all kinds. And so I was telling my client, look in your photo album for a certain image. I said, and I see there's a feather on top of the photo album or in the front cover of the photo album. And she replied back to me, yes, that photo album with that picture has a feather on the front of it. And I was like, wonderful. Now that is specific evidence that no one would ever know. And it was important in the part of the reading that we were going through to show, okay, your person in spirit saw you open that photo album with the feather on top of it and look at that specific picture. Those are the types of things that spiritual intelligence is bringing us mediums to convey to you. So you understand, they see what you're doing and what you're going through. Another example of that same thing is I was doing a reading recently and my clairvoyance was showing me documents projected on my wall. That's what they do sometimes. They project these things on my wall in front of me. And I see these documents and I said, it's interesting, he's showing me these documents that are very important. And she replied, well, the other day, or yesterday actually, I was reviewing his college acceptance documents and his autopsy report, and they were all in a folder together. And that was just the day before the reading. That's important evidence. Those are specific things that no one else would know. There was no way a medium would be able to find that out unless they were actually connecting to spirit. So when you get lots of evidence from a medium, one of the things that people don't understand is we are interpreting muddled information sometimes. Sometimes it's clear and it's like having a conversation with somebody right in front of you. It's like watching a movie right in front of you and it's crystal clear and you can give a reading and it's like boom, 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 1, 2, 3, you know, check, 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 everything's perfectly. But other times the information may not be as clear and we have to really use our database and the information in our mind to try to interpret what the Spirit's showing us. So we have to be really diligent about being patient in readings. The medium has to be patient and the sitter should be patient because everything's not crystal clear. Everything's not just perfect in a reading sometimes. Sometimes it takes patience and give us a little grace and a little leeway. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot. Peaceful Nick the Medium signing off. Please subscribe to my channel, like, and share if you enjoy this content. See you next time.